Right. Show on the road. Show on the road. What'd you be doing if you weren't streaming? Starfield, and I think listening to Platform Decay. That or Temeraire Book 6. Punch my way through everything. Game sounds? Game sounds? Am I just getting no sounds? Let's see. There we go. Now I'm getting game sounds and stuff. Cool. Hopefully that didn't affect you guys. Probably it's just me. Right. I'm gonna have to go and get some guest tiers today. 22 for a size 10. Like, I'm even less incentivized to grab gear out of the black market now that, like, it can't roll any higher than the tier it already shows. And, like, even with the scrappy skill and other things like that, I don't think there's enough incentive for low-quality gear to really, really push it unless you make it, more effective for keeping legendaries and whatnot. Like, if living was more common, or like the code was set up so that you might get something like living whenever you get a legendary, or even just more commonly with legendary. Anyways, my compass woes. Last vault, I almost certainly died because I didn't have a decent way of finding ore runes, but that's based on... Yeah, one of these days I probably should swap those. But that's probably just like... Yeah. So I'm dependent on however many more of these. Yeah. Have to wander through another 100 rooms. Like, okay, I understand. I'm not supposed to have access to everything from the beginning. That's the point of a progression game. Still feels bad, though, when it's like, look, I haven't been playing long enough because it's early in it. But it's something where, like, late game, you can eliminate RNG, or you can get just so much non-RNG materials. Things like, hey, remember, if you can gamble and then just buy back in because you've got more than enough resources, that's much different than the guy that only has enough for, like... Ow. Like, boys. Where are your parents? Did you see what your boys were doing? Rude. Now I see where they get it. Oh, now your friends are here too, and they're just as rude. Do these have no good influences in their life? They're not going to grow up to be big and strong and respectable if that's how they act. Because I'm going to smack them down and then they're not going to grow up. Wait. Alright. Not the greatest mass movement to date. Sacker. No secret. This is wooden. Yes. Rude. You're supposed to lightly tap on somebody's shoulder to let them know that you're behind them. Not smack them with a battle axe. Barbarian behavior. Alright. Gilded, wooden, ornate. Don't know what's downstairs. Wood in there. Still not enough soul charms. I need 2 of the common from ornate and 3 of the rare from gilded. How is that a fair distribution? Get your butt over here, guys. Why is there a hole? Living gilded. Mostly armless. I say that's pretty good for a vaporized dust ball. Pearl Z Alpha. Alright, boys, give me your stink. Oh, Essence de Horde. Fresh. Rude. I should think of a funny name to put on the bottle. So I scroll over and I just like, I'm over here drinking my Dr. Pepper or whatever. Agent in a fight, Dr. Pepper to the rescue. Makes it a cleanse potion and now it's suddenly called Sprite. Honestly, like, with like a good lucky life leech build and things like that, that's one of the best excuses for how you can run life or heal as cleanse. Otherwise, if like cleanse was like half or so the healing, you know, the same way the alternate versions of Vein Miner are like half the blocks with the added effect. If it was like cleanse the ability, get about half as much life per mana as you normally would, and that was the tiers mostly, like, I think cleanse could be a decent variant. Mostly harmless. Alright. I need to stab like 3 more babies. And find some ornate. I have to decide, like, what level do I think would make a good level to, like, stop and do a bunch of plundering at, progression-wise? Like, okay, I could just go to level 100 and then go, okay. Now that I'm at the end game, then do a bunch of runs. For, what you call it? For resources there, but at the same time, something like, say, 65, and then I flood, like, a storage with what you call it? Coin point of interest. Jewels from the sacks for like making tools and go like, I think 65 is a decent level to start working on your next tool set or whatever. Because you just then get And I like just queue up a whole bunch of level 65 jewels for Smartbook or anybody else who teams up to raid when they alright. Raid once they get up to that level. I mean, technically, like, this is where I wish I had technically I do. I can just, like, pull up what can you roll, and then check what the jewel tier rolls are. There's a ghosty. Yeah, and that is standard library, which doesn't have ornate, so done on those. Done on this. Okay. Yeah, like, all I have to do is find 2, maybe 3 ornate points of interest, or 1 really good ornate carve. But yeah, like, if I... Yeah, like, I could be done here. Yeah, see? Everything from here on out is effectively profit as long as I get an exit at some point. And even then, like, all I lose is that tally up in the corner. Which, like, okay, yeah. That is a notable amount to lose in the tally or whatever. 2,500. No, 25,000. Alright. Up. Daisy. I'm ready. Go. Burr. Not impressed. None of those felt like they rolled too much higher. But then again, it was like a very minimalistic amount anyways. Now, wooden. Don't know if there's a secret on this one. Vault Dwellers is going to take multiple. Like, no way about it. No dungeon. Or oops. No. Too wide open to be in horror. Or oh, go where? Like, I am not expecting to get enough dwellers. Like, okay, yeah, I could go and get dwellers by just, like, trying to set off the traps. I could get 12 more dwellers. Or, since I have not killed champions or things like that that would have gotten me a lost bounty, I can just kind of go, yeah, I'm probably not getting another bounty in that slot. Purple lantern. Get your butt over here. Yep. And just kind of go like, oh no, it will take me more than one bolt to finish a legendary bounty. I'm trying to think what the most annoying legendary bounty I've done in the modern era. Upsy daisies. What was it? I think effect avoidance didn't work on the mining fatigue, if I remember right. Balmy? It would have been nice if the Balming Knight could have given me a Kobe hit. Because I could use some more Balmy. I mean, by that same argument, you could use some more Echo. It would have been nice if that one at the very end had done it too. 3 minutes left. Alright. these can be unpacked later. Like, I'm not expecting that they're going to be uncompressible inside the drawers. But, like, I'm fairly certain, like, just in, like, the next little bit, I should take thermal expansion and start building my machines. Okay, turn-in is downstairs. Coins. Living. Like, you've got an exclusive thing. Those can be just straight up, what you call it. They can just straight up drop inscription and inscription pieces with the occasional god charm. $33 minutes. Yay! Alright. Okay. Okay, that's not at all expensive. 2 essence. I keep ending up with spruce. 3, 4. I need 9 steel. Okay. Look! Art station! And, like, absolutely it makes sense that it costs that. You know why it makes sense? Because this is the same thing you used to infuse crystals back in the day. Or the catalyst. Now, it's a little bit annoying that it's like, okay, it's going to cost how much to craft it versus like what did it cost for to make the companion home? Companion home was vault stone. Not even like silk, just stone and some gems. Alright. Balm is indexed. Index. Yeah, I'm down to stone for indexing, which is like crystal room and the mines. And yep. F3. So that's a bit of nonsense. That's someone else's problem. That's a bit of nonsense. Just a little bit of nonsense. Ugh. And I don't even have enough room for it someplace. Weren't you going to hook up a bunch of bags? Eventually. Well, why do I have to do it now? Morph. Do I have loose horse armor in any of these that needs to be consolidated with the rest of the horse armor? No. Okay. Uh, No mod boxes. This is overfull. 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 Thanks, compression. I love losing my index. It makes it so easy for me to put away all these things. Like, at least this has the excuse that it's like, you have to manually compact it. Blanks into blocks. So that's 3 more knowledge stars worth of vault diamonds because I had gilded to find and I was able to loot a bit of extras. Carbon needs compacted. That doesn't bode well. Did carbon overflow someplace? Does it appear so? No mod boxes, so I'm just gonna copper upgrade. More nonsense. You'd have less nonsense if you just bothered getting, like, RS set up. let's see. Power needs 5. And while I'm getting power, I should also get thermal. So 9 knowledge. I think Smart Book wants power, but I don't know about thermal. I don't want to go and get vanilla diamonds. Yay, new level for my pants. Like, if I'm going to fart around for at least 30 minutes anyways, I might as well set all of these on refresh. Alright. Well. Like, I'm approaching the limit of not sticking this in the compression. Which means I should make a drawer soon. Alright. Somebody else's problem box. Oh, Soul Vortex. Using a vanilla hopper, it takes 5 hours for that to unload. And because it's rendering, it generates lag. I have now increased the lag in the local vicinity of my base. Oh, aren't you supposed to save your first soul vortex? Why? Am I supposed to index it? Is that going up on my wall? Alright. Okay. I have to go stab a ghast anyways. I have to ask myself, am I just going to get up to a point where I'm going to say the cost of the drawers justifies me not bothering with the mods because clearly I'm getting punished? Oh, suck it up. They're off balance. You've played through off balance updates before. You survived all of update 16. During the Great Pause. Now put that steel away. And go and do your dang knowledge. Things I should potentially unlock. Cages, thermal, power. Cages is 3 plus 4 plus 5 is 12. Definitely have 12. Yeah, like this. Is why I can't, like, ooh, cinnamon. I can't justify the compaction because, like, that you see right there is enough for the old compaction drawers to be run. That is 4 of the current ones. All right. Research power. Now, because technically I'm sharing, but I'm not. I don't want to increase someone else's cost to research what they want to do, and I don't necessarily want to flood somebody else's mod boxes with things without them really having a say, and they're offline. I know that we do want power. But not everyone necessarily wanted thermal. Straight out from the beginning. Now, let's start. At therm. Let's see, about pulverizer, induction smelter, yeah, like I'm going to have to dump a decent amount of steel, some redstone blocks. And a few vault diamonds directly. Not to mention, I think, if I don't specifically start sticking things in with... Yeah. Not that this matters too much, because, right. Each of those machines I also have to do this with. copper. Each one has at least... And we should start... I love how, like, you start off, you have to make Invar. But to make Invar, you have to start with nickel and iron. Which... Like, okay, yes. Technically, all of this makes sense because, one, you start at the copper gear. Copper gear requires copper, blocks of flint, and you pulverize the metals. This allows you to then get the dusts, which you then mix together and stick through the redstone furnace. Something, something. Oh, this is the standard mod progression that you would get in a regular mod, instead of just getting things out of the mod boxes. I get it now. It's dumb, but I get it. $18 flint. Dispenser. Okay. Composter I need to bring over there. Cauldron I need to bring over there. Did I never... I need to check whether or not I rated a blast furnace yet. Anything tagged sand? Yeah. So, redstone furnace, pulverizer, induction smelter. Then later on, you can get to the multi-servo press. But this is where you start. But the multi-servo press is where you're supposed to make the gears in the first place. Well, I'm guessing the vanilla mod, as opposed to the Vault Hunters version of it, has you start your progression in some weird way that has you sand brain not braining. Has you handcraft a couple gears before you can start servo pressing them. All right. Redstone furnace. Copper gear. I need 4 of these suckers. Thanks. That's how I wanted it spread out. Balance the sucker. There we go. 4 of those suckers. That lets us then go, okay. we come over here to where I've got exactly 2 brick things. And we regret our life choices. Alright. Bricks, gears. Alright. I need 1 dust. And then we start with the redstone furnace. But it has no power. What good is it with no power? I am the Scaffold King, and scaffolding has one job it is the best at. Being stuck in an iron generator. Really? I've got no vanilla furnaces lying around. I'm going to have to handcraft some vanilla furnaces. And then I need 5 iron. Three smooth stone. Wherever I've stuck that stuff. I think it's somewhere over here. Something, I should grab something like and put a floor in there. I have cut apart just a little too much of my smooth stone. This is fine. We're going to indirectly cook it. And cook another piece of it in this, right? Iron generator. Not the furnace, the iron generator. There we go. At least it still required a base furnace, like, that makes more sense. They look the same, pretty much, right? And let's see. I think, yeah. This is going to be far enough out. That just ends up in my bag. Something. I should check how burnable the boards are, right? Walnut planks. Well, you're in two places. You're being inefficient. Bones. And then because it's funny. Pop. Anyways, correction. I need another 5 iron. The bots want to give me more viewers. Bold of you to assume I want more viewers. I'm just here making funny noises at myself. That's the point, isn't it? Hopper, 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 hopper. 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 Bonk. Hopper. Furnace go hum. Board. Alright. We can test something. It let me put them in, so that potentially means those can burn. And that lets me get rid of the boards that are clogging up nonsense. Eventually. Give your furnace a helmet, and you make a blast furnace that way. Pulverizer. Aww. Boo! Boo! These need to be burnable. I want them dead. Gone. Unfortunately, apparently whoever installed them soaked them in creosote. Like, I can stick all the nonsense trapdoors through it. It's going to take a while. First things first, though. Let's see. I've stuck several things into nonsense. And some of it has now become specific nonsense. And gets to come out of the nonsense boxes eventually into their own modded box. And or shelves. Like lead. Anyways, one of the things I need here is to pulverize some nickel. It takes 5 seconds of power every second. Or every tick. All right. Nickel. I need 8 invar, which means I needed 3 nickel. And I need some iron dust. Or you can just blast it with actual, like... Yeah. Do you see how many, total, how much total, like, I've got of flame charges? Like, oh yeah, I could go and, find some in the, overworld chests and whatnot. But I don't exactly have a ton. Look. How am I doing on those? Okay. So these will slowly build up some power over time. Which I can throw out at any time by doing Alt, Shift, and click. Need that to build up more. Yeah, it'll be easier once I get like any sort of power going. Because that's the plan. But until then, it should be enough to pulverize this, right? Yay! Just enough. Riveting modded gameplay. Honestly, I should go and stab some gas while I'm waiting. Honestly, I can phase out that alarm now. The teen graduates on Friday and has no more classes between now and then anyways. So the alarm going, okay, the teen will be home in like 15 minutes. Doesn't need to run anymore. let's go get that invar real quick. Because it should be done. Something 80 seconds. It'd be less if I used the blast furnace, but that requires me to actually, like, put things in places. And then what that gives me is... one induction smelter, which... What does the induction smelter do? Well, remember how I just mixed some random stuff to make the invar, and then I had to smelt it? You don't have to mix the stuff if you stick it in here first. Yeah, I'm going to run out of that before too much is done. So we're going to add these lovely little ones, which have a much better burn time, onto the end of it. I fully intend not to be using the burning for my long-term power anyways. Okay. So that's probably enough of the thermal for now. Okay, maybe not. This is for when you've mixed too much of the dust and you need to get it separated. It also lets you do some fun things, like you can make red sand from the bituminous if you wander out there and find it. But you can get dyes from all the wools. You get more dyes out of flowers you put through this. You can separate magma cream into slime and powder, noting that you get magma cream by taking magma blocks as well and unpacking them. Yeah, like you get more dyes out of flowers this way. You can separate back out any of the metals you remixed already. You can stick a bunch of experience into a liquid storage container out of all the bottles you get from the mod pack. And then you can figure out how in the world you're going to use that. You can spin out the honey and store it. You can spin out the honey from the... Yeah. Technically, you end up with a little more honey than per harvest. This way. And then you bottle it afterwards. Because you get 3 honeycombs, which gives you 300 versus 250. And then you just have to bottle it separately later. I don't know, maybe using one of the capsulizers or whatever. Yeah, like, that I'm unlikely to use. This. Let's see, Constantan is nickel and copper. let's make sure that Cinnabar. I've never used the Cinnabar from Thermal. I don't even remember what recipes it's good for or whatever. It just never came up during my Vault Hunters playthroughs to mess with Cinnabar. I could smash the mechanism tin into thermal tin. I knew there was carbon someplace. Nonsense. 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 I need to start putting in storage someplace. That goes in. That goes in. Alright. I need a bit more nickel. There's probably not enough nickel ore to break down into it, but we'll see. Because I need 8 Constantan, which and then I need bronze. Which is tin and copper. So I need to smash 1 tin. And that should give me more than enough. Because this is how this works. You take your 2 types, and if you start from an ingot, you can cook a mix of ingots into this. You can start from dusts as well, so and it'll like use the right ratio. And that gets you the fancy ones without the blast or whatever, or without the fire charges. mix of powders and not powders. Then that lets me go servo press. Servo press, gears. Gears. Multi-servo press. Which requires, yep, block of iron. Let's see. Steel, diamond. I've still got the redstone on me, so I don't have to pull that out of the... We make one of these. We make one of these. Then we make one of these. And then to make the gears, you don't use the gear working die. This is a holdover from the mod pack, but all of the gear recipes are simply take the material and smash it into the Larimar using energy instead of one chromatic iron ingot. Something. This is 500 RF of energy right here. And this is nickel dust. And this is bronze ingots. What in the world am I going to use bronze ingots for? Not much. Because, let's see. I can use it in the industrial foregoing. I don't plan on poking industrial foregoing. I can use it for, this is the fluid ducts or whatever from thermodynamics, which is the liquid handling. I can use it for the bronze gears, which we can look up what the bronze gears get used for. The bronze plates, I could use it to make a vault altar. Yeah, so, and then bronze plate is made for the castings, which, like, cool. What do I use the castings on? The answer is no for that. The answer is, like, cool. So I've got one use for the bronze plate that actually matters. And none for that. Yeah. None of these get used for anything. But I can break it back down into the bronze. Or I can smelt it right back into the regular bronze ingot. Then from here, yeah, like, okay. We've already seen those. Let's see what the gears can be made into. Okay, so I need the bronze gear if I need to make the aquatic entangler. Or is it that I can use any gear here? No, has to be the bronze one. This can be any gear. Specifically, I then need it for the auxiliary process. Make something that isn't the primary resource more likely to happen. It's like bronze, you need it in a few places, and it can make this work a bit better. But, like, other than that, not really. And these, they store their power. So that one's charged, so this one will charge. Eventually I will be out of scaffolding. And eventually this one will charge. And eventually I will get off of just burning things to charge this. But let's see. Oh no. Because I'm lazy and I'm going to cause myself more problems, we're going to come over here. I'm going to stick this here. And we're going to note that that's the primary power. And we're going to stick some Larimar in there. Because that's what goes in there. Like this. I can use to separate things or put things together. Yeah. Decompress all of the things that are the compressed blocks. That's why there's 150 pages in here. Pack things up for yourselves. Stamp the coins that don't do anything. Stamp the plates that you use for a few things, but like pack your clay blocks, unpack your clay blocks, because currently you can't unpack them except by just breaking them back down, which at least they're a 1-for-1 on the breakdown naturally. Yeah, so like, look, Larimar. At some point, I'm going to have to make the packing and unpacking dies, and I'll get them stored places. Because, like, using the packing die, I can, in theory, pack up ice and things like that. To make the higher and higher levels of ice. Oh, right. I forget this recipe's in here. You can multi-servo press your blank keys into the correct key type, so you can automate key production. At least for the figuring out what type you're going to have. All right. Ugh. Time to go kill some ghasts. Have some food, have some food, have some food, have some food, have some food. Oh. Put on some wings. Regret my life choices today. Yeah. What the was that? Why was I in the ceiling? All right. 2, 1. It's going to be pink, not because it matches anything he has going on, but and I think yeah. And I put away all that Larimar from earlier, so um, you're coming with me. You're coming with me. Two essence. Four driftwood. Limited 2-barrel. Copper. Base copper. Iron. Paste copper. Yeah, that's a dumb thing, right? Paste copper. Copper to iron. Iron. Iron to gold is steel and diamonds. And essence. Like a lot of these other recipes, like, this is fine. This is not outright ridiculous. Okay. Oh, I'm not going through that to make the diamond upgrade. We're just going to have to roll one eventually. Alright. Hopper. Base hopper upgrade. Noting that, like, this, based on the difference in power between these two, like, okay, yeah, it's faster. But at that cost, I'll just get a router. Like, honestly. Alright. Nine of these, one of these. K. K. Un-K. Oh, it goes so much faster. Most of the things I want to stick it under already run at faster hopper speeds and don't need the hopper upgrade put into it. Me putting the hopper upgrade in here is absolutely luxury and not at all a useful recipe. Like this, honestly, is just a waste of 2 vault diamonds. For like 95% of the things you might use it for. You're even like, you're going to be better off using just a raw hopper minecart or something. All right. Stack. Stack upgrade base. Base 1. Copper. Times 2. Times 3. Blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. That's the 4 times. It costs 6 diamonds to make a single 4 times. And here's the thing, if you didn't tape it, it all comes apart. So what is it that I essentially just did? Well, I essentially just went and built a sucks dust out machine. It works at hopper speed. It auto compacts it. It already costs. Let's see, that one cost gold tier almost 30 volt diamonds to make that stupid thing. Because it's 20 for the 3x3 there. Or it's 18 if I use that one. Like, there is so much wrong with, like, the costs on some of these recipes. They're evaluated as far more powerful than they actually are. I can't consistently find Ashium. All 3 of them have Echo? All 3 of them loaded up Echo ones. I am not going to complain too badly about that. Okay. So now, first off, let's be annoying. This is getting more and more crammed. Enough with the recipes for now. So, whop, 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 whop. At least the compacting's fast, right? Don't worry, I'm a professional. This isn't going to cause any problems. You're going to pack it. You're going to store a lot of it. And you're going to do it yourself. Let's make sure we're holding down control while we do that. And like, they haven't stuck a soul vortex in it, so it's fine for now. When they stick a soul vortex through it, that'll be far too slow. All right. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to go kill a gas like a half hour ago, and what have I done? Got distracted, built a drawer, made it start compacting not my soul shard dust. Like, eventually I'm going to upgrade that, smart. Upgrade that barrel to diamond. There we go. Oh, and I can't even set this to pull match contents. Okay, I can. I can. Match storage contents. It'll only try and pull in dust. Which, okay. This setting here is what you could use for like this gives you some use cases. This gives you about the 5% use cases for the hopper upgrade. How so? Okay. I take one of these two drawers. Top of it's ice. Bottom of it's packed ice. I use the hopper upgrade. I have the thermal machine above. Sure, it will push the ice in naturally if you want it to, but I can just tell it, okay, no. I'm going to use the hopper to do it. As well as the thermal. And then the hopper, and then I have it like compress, and I just have it, okay. It compresses it into the packed ice. Then it pushes the packed ice into one below that has the packed ice in that. Oh, but you see, this is so expensive. Why would you pack it that way? No. Multi-servo press behind it. pulling in, pushing back out. Push us down, multi-servo press. Push out, pull back in. Ice, packed ice, blue ice. Yeah, it's kind of dumb, but you could do it. Yeah, so whatever he's deciding to put in there, like, cool. Anyways, I put on some wings. Bonk. I've apparently got chests here, so we're going to put the chests in here. We're going to put the hopper in here. We're going to eat around your fish. Want to put the tool here. And like I said, we are going to go and stab some gas, right? Right, we're going to go and manually stab some gas. Where are we going to go and do this? To the nether. How are we getting to the nether? By heading back to Smart's part of the base again. And we're finally going to walk through the portal instead of getting distracted by whatever we go past. You see, when it comes to, like, my comfort or things I need to do, it takes me a while to get around to doing. When it comes to, hey, I'm annoyed at something, like, I just did what? Made him a dust compactor. Is it fast? Is it efficient? Is it because I am simply annoyed and saw that? I'm like, no, cool. We can fix that. Could I have solved that by simply converting his chest into the special type and sticking the compacting thing into it? Telling it only do it if it's got a reversible recipe, which I don't think shards actually have, which means, yeah, you have to use the 20 as opposed to the 18 cost. Soul Sand Valley. Ow. I don't have nearly the kind of range on my magnet I want for this. I also have no clue which of the modded biomes generate gas and at what frequency. think that got the gas tier. Which is in A. Yeah, okay, cool. Cool. 4 gas tiers took 1 stabbed gas. A single one. Thanks for that, sir. This stronghold doesn't have an inside. Some 10 chests and turns are supposed to generate, and this thing doesn't even generate an inside. It's still got the spawners on the outside, though those are hard to stop from happening. But it spawned no inside rooms. Smooth. What is your problem? Why are you spawning me in the air instead of directly on you? Alright. There we go. Carrots, birch, shards. haven't farmed any of those inventory yet. Okay. Alright. Oh. And you wanna know why I went the effort with the induction smelter? There's one very useful thing about the induction smelter. And like arguably this is probably like a waste of the amount of effort to have stored all this to do this. But the induction smelter melts these down into a full ingot. Not nuggets. 100% full ingot. Sometimes multiple, if it's large enough. So when you take that into account, okay. Armor, 3 ingots, cool. Sure, the swords only get you 1 full ingot, but like, compared to the vanilla smelting, you stick this on a gold farm, solar panel, or some other thing like that. You make your however many, you give it a bunch of speed upgrades, keep it stocked up on RF, and like, you get a couple extra ingots fairly quickly while looting. Especially with, say, a looting router or whatever. At a portal gold farm or a, whatchamacallit? Eye spawner. Instead of cages. Sure, like the swords are getting you 1 ingot because it can't get you enough that like you're potentially figuring out how to duplicate by just cooking enough or whatever. Also, one of the things I like doing with the pulverizer, because you can get the auto trading, you get the like the toolsmith or whatnot, or the armor smith. You can pulverize the diamond hose as you work on the toolsmiths. If you're one of those weirdos who goes, "Hey, I want to make bulk diamond picks," I keep mending up my diamond pick. If I got a toolsmith that gave me silk touch ones and I put like 16 identically enchanted from a smith silk touch efficiency 3 unbreaking 3 diamond pickaxes, is kind of like, these are bulk pickaxes that cost me a couple of emeralds from my automated trading. And I can then like smash the various other things into diamonds. Look, I convert a couple of sticks into diamonds with this one chain of modded tricks. Look. The big thing is like, what is it? Slot lock. Like, this is cheap to make. Because all you do is you take... So, what? I need to, first off... 1, 2. Six Larimar back. Look, they take up a whole inventory slot. And when you want to guarantee that you are just converting the swords and it's not like sticking other things in there, you do this because it will pull in different types of things, and it can only smelt if it's only doing one for like the gear things. So you set up like this, and you can get a, and then you go in here, you put in one of the filters, and you tell it to grab like the iron gear from the unstackables chest you stuck to your zombie farm or whatever, and as the zombies come out and drop gear, you do them this way. You set your pulverizer to grab any diamond gear. Was it? Yeah, you can't break down the leather gear. Well, at least that's a use for the things you get out of fishing, right? Alright. This goes here, this goes here, this goes here. Leather's over here. Blaze rods I'm out of. And I need to move the gunpowder over here eventually for the compacting anyways, so. You're still so hopeful you're going to get a reasonable cost for the compacting recipes. Gotta hold out hope. Gotta be that. Hammer size. Is that second or third hammer size? Am I up to 7x7 or 9x9? Possible. Because I could make a bad hammer. And by bad I mean like doesn't even clear out the ores as I mine the ore spot. Okay. Some of these are not worth keeping. And unfortunately, because they've got like level data and things like that, this 47 hammer size versus this one isn't gonna matter. They won't stack even if I put in stack upgrades. Oh, okay, so I can make a 7x7 hammer. Which, like, if you're careful to hit the ore directly, lets you rip out the things. But instead, you need, what? 52 mining speed to kind of, sort of be worth it otherwise. Yeah. We're going to break these down. Gear. Chest plate with living. Soulbound. I think I'd be hard pressed to argue that I should swap to the scrappy living here. Finally, finished delooting. That took so long. Carrots, amethyst, birch. Okay, so I'm probably just going to go outside and go harvest some birches. Birch, please. Birch. It's like if diorite was a tree. Wait. Them's fighting words. Something. Okay. And it does have the capability of storing a buffer of its own. Good to know. What to do? Packing die. Constantine in-bar plate. So I need nickel and iron to make in-bar, right? And then Constantine was nickel and copper, right? Nickel and copper. And then, like, any plank whatsoever will work. Not boards, has to be a plank. This is the cork ones. Alright. Copper and nickel. Bar plates. 2 Constantine. And then that lets me go on packing die. Takes 400 energy. Cool. There we go. Fucking slaps. So I have to go outside for birch anyways. Not planning on running this one today. Slabs. Purple terracotta, you're supposed to be in the colored blocks chest for getting all put away. Planks. Slab. Nonsense box. Nonsense box. Stripped bamboo slab. Let's see what other miscellaneous wood slabs I got that are like... Okay, so that's one tool rack. Which, like, I haven't made the packing dies yet, so... Like, this is supposed to be for making those kitchens, right? Yeah. But you see, they hold two slots quite prominently. Makes it really easy to pull them off. And they're hot swappable. Hot swappable. Say it with me now. Hot swappable. So yeah, that's why I have that there. Unpacking die also lets me convert from blue ice to packed ice to ice. And things like that, so like no big worries there. Purple. This nonsense goes here. This nonsense goes here. These live in here most of the time. Like, they only matter if you're actually automating, melting down armor and things like that. Any other time, like, it doesn't. I love how I have, like, a single saddle in here. I really need to make it a drawer. Which, like, those cost very little, and then I just shove it someplace. Wherever I start putting the mob stuff, which I think probably is next level down. Organics, mob, monitors. Alright. That's that there. That's this there. Carrots, 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 carrots. Ow. Carrots. I'm due to harvest this anyways, so... Wait. This uses durability? $56. 50. Has it always cost like one durability to do this? Because I thought it didn't. Or is it that netherite one doesn't? Because I swear, like, I had like fully repaired ones of these in previous seasons where I could. Yeah. Huh. Did they fix it this cycle? Like, did they go in and get a updated version of Quark? Alright. Carrots. Anyways, that should be enough, Birch. Really? I haven't set grass blocks anyplace? Sure. Alright. Grab a rock. Diamonds, basalt, carrots, feathers. So all negligible, all easy to deal with. And I think that will wrap it for today. Yeah, a little under 3 hours, 2 hours 44. Yeah, I think I'll call it. Got a crystal queued up. This one I know for a fact I've got everything. Don't need to go hunt a ghast or whatever. 8 diamonds, some carrots. That's charged, that's charged, that's charged, that's charged, which means this is building up a buffer. And once it's built up a buffer, it should stop. Burning whatever it needs to burn. And like I'll lose just a little bit on like probably the last bit of scaffolding because I'm very much going to doubt that I'm going to get an exact amount. Because what, it's 4 FE a tick for 15 seconds. Oh, am I going to have to actually manually shut this off? Where's that lever? Stick. Cobblestone. And I need... Sure. Just why not? I don't need that back there for now. So we're going to set this. And we're going to set this. And then we're going to set this. Why are you doing it like that? Because otherwise, it's just going to keep taking the chromatic iron that's already been smelted into chromatic iron ingots and repulverize it. Back into the powder and do it again and again and again and again. Just using power for no reason. And while I'm burning things to do this, let's at least make sure I'm not having it do it well past that. Alright. Fortune is as fortune does. What's my very fortunate count? Aw. Not fast enough anyways. But that does mean that I've depleted those. Which means it's not unreasonable for this to build back up and yeah, like if this could pause its pulverizing based on not having enough power or whatnot, that'd be fine, but like if it kept progressing, I could understand smelting, yeah. Pulverizing? You're crushing something. How can you lose progress on crushing something just because? Anyways. Okay. And like eventually I will get this a proper power system attached to it. Instead of this iron generator that I just shoved underneath it. I mean, it did 29 chromatic iron. Most efficient use of scaffolding yet. We'll let it burn off the rest of that scaffolding and leave it for now. Alright. That's that. I should try and get some mod boxes in the next one. Should I run some elixir and just do some wooden? Who knows? I think I'll probably stick to scav. Like, yes, it would make sense for me to do some elixir and focus my running on the specific thing I want to do, especially because elixirs now are, I think, 2 tiers instead of 1 tiers for their crates, so you still get, like, completing an elixir post 50 still gets you 2 packs of cards, 2 instances of fruit. And it's just a bit easier than a scav. Just a bit. Alright. See y'all next time. Bye.